So it is a special occasion for us, and I would like just to thank you for inspiring people, because of course in this occasion we have just technology together with people and together with person, and we think actually that is a very motivating element in our young people, our young students, for the new generation and for us. So thank you for inspiring these people that is here today. Thank you.
I really thank you for inspiring our people, our young people, which is the real motivation for us to work and for Sapienza to exist since 7 centuries. Thanks a lot, and thank you again.
Space is very important for us. We do work in the air domain. We need the space, this global common, to make our air operations work. In the space, we have communications. We send pictures, communication, space weather, all the stuff that needs for 5th generation. We are working on the 6th, and we need to work the 4, the 3, all the system connected to it. And that's why space is important for the Air Force and for humanity.
I would say probably the most challenging aspect of the planning was trying to fit everything we had into 2 weeks on board the space station. As you heard, the crew does a lot of science experiments divided between the 3 crew members, and we have some limitations on the space, on the facilities that are being used on the ISS. Of course, we're joining a crew of 7 people who are already on board, so all of us 11 people have to work on the same facilities that were designed to be only used by 7. So we have to plan things very carefully to make sure we're not overlapping with time. And the time is really the biggest resource. So we on a normal day, first of all, I should say we use UTC, Greenwich Mean Time, as our clock, because as we're going around the Earth every 90 minutes, we can't very well use the sunrise or the sunset like we do here on Earth. So we wake up at around 6 a.m., and we start working at about 7:30 usually. This is a conference that we have first with Houston and then with 4 other centers around the world to sort of plan our day. And then as soon as that's over, we start working, and we work until about 6 p.m. or so at night with an hour break for lunch. And what that means is that we have, like any job, we have a very limited time to accomplish our experiment. So it's really a choreography between the payload, the science representatives, and the people who are familiar with the space station to know how to manage to get all of those experiments timelined in the certain facilities by each crew member at a time.
We should send poets in space, not only engineers and scientists or pilots, because it's very difficult to really by words just simply tell you how beautiful was this experience to see all these pale blue dot underneath us. So the experience was remarkable since many angles. The most important, of course, once you are a part of a mission, you realize that in the end it's the mission doesn't really start with when the countdown hits 0, but it starts way all before the mission, because we have been interacting with the scientists, with the Air Force, with the Italian Space Agency, with the industries to prepare the pilots, and then after we splash down, we have such long period of time when we are engaged in talking to people. So it's kind of an extended mission, but this is the added value that we can bring and share with all these students and communities.
There are some moments in human's life which is taking a short time, but putting a big impact in human life. So I believe that in some of your lives, this moment is going to put a big, remarkable beginning of your future stories, and hopefully in quite a positive way.
When it comes to the international collaboration and the possibilities to get to space, so Europe has a limited access to space, have had a limited access to space, and that also sets how many astronauts we could be calculation-wise in Europe. By the capabilities that companies like Axiom delivers or makes possible and accessible, the frequency to getting up to space for Europe changes a lot. So